Welcome to The Explainer. Now, if you're a community trust keeper, a faith leader, someone entrusted with the heart of your community, then this is for you. We're going to talk about something absolutely critical today. What happens to your most sacred stories in this new age of AI? So let's just get right to it. There is a new kind of harvest happening all around us. It's quiet, it's digital, and its target is the very soul of your community, your wisdom, your heritage, and the sacred narratives you are sworn to protect. And this threat, well, it has a name: digital colonialism. Think of it as an extractive model, where the unique cultural and spiritual treasures of your community, the oral histories, the ceremonies, that intergenerational wisdom, are just harvested by massive tech companies and treated like any other raw material. Now, this is not some far-off theory. What you're looking at here, this quote, it's from a real conversation inside an organization. It just shows how frighteningly easy it is for this capture mindset to take hold. And that word he used, capture, is a direct violation of the very idea of stewardship that guides your work. So what this means is that community leaders like you are standing at a crossroads. Really? Down one path, you have this extractive model we've been talking about. But down the other path, well, that's the stewardship model. And it offers a really powerful antidote, a way to actually engage with technology, but on your community's terms. So let's talk about that antidote. Let's look at how we can build a kind of protective architecture around your most valuable assets. You see, this isn't about rejecting technology outright. It's about building a fortress of trust around your stories. I want you to imagine a digital vault. It's a secure, almost sacred space for your oral traditions, your ceremonial recordings, your community's entire living memory. And here's the most important part: your community, and only your community, holds the keys. This whole idea of a vault is made possible by a framework called Dawn. Now, Dawn isn't some product you buy off the shelf. The best way to think of it is as a digital immune system for your community. It's a covenant, really, that checks any new tech against your values before it's ever allowed inside your sacred spaces. And this quote just illustrates the core philosophy so perfectly. Technology has to serve the community and its mission. It's invited in as a guest, to help out, but it never ever gets to own the room or start dictating the terms. So, how do you fill this vault? Well, the process is deeply human. It's called Wenelto, which means we need to listen to each other. Using these community hubs called story pods, you create safe spaces for intergenerational stories to be shared, recorded, always with full consent, and then preserved as community-owned assets, not as data points to be harvested. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually put it into practice? How do you make sure that any technology partners you work with truly respect your sovereignty? Well, Dawn gives you a clear, practical checklist. Your digital sovereignty really rests on 4 simple but incredibly powerful pillars. These are basically your non-negotiables that give you complete control. You just have to ask, does our data stay here with us? Can we see exactly how it's being used? Do we control the physical servers? And can our members easily give consent? Or, just as importantly, ask to be forgotten? Asking these questions is how you take back your power. And those pillars, they're built on this foundation of 4 core commitments. Just notice how ethics are not an add-on here. They're the very architecture of the system. The data has to benefit the whole community, you have to keep authority, and the goal is always long-term well-being, not some company's short-term profit. The great thing is, this framework isn't just a theory. It's a real movement that you can be a part of today. So, for every community trust keeper watching this, here are 3 immediate things you can do to get started on this journey. First, join the network. You are not alone in this. Second, reach out and get guidance for your own community's unique situation. And third, read the declaration to really grasp the deep principles of dignity and respect that anchor all of this work. These are your next steps to protecting your sacred stories for generations to come. So we'll end with this question, because it's no longer a matter of if your stories and traditions will enter the digital world. They will. The real question is how they will enter it, and more importantly, who will you trust to make sure they are treated not as data, but with the dignity, the reverence, and the respect they truly deserve.